Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi LIVENODING. In this episode, I will be looking at sverchok nodes called pipe, and we're gonna be doing some improvisation. So let's get started. So sverchok has pipe node, and pipe node can turn basically any kind of vector or line into some kind of pipe. So if we have something like Hilbert, let's say using Hilbert 3D, and we pipe it into this guy, we're gonna get pipe. If we make this smaller, probably not as clear because by default pipe doesn't have much of things happening. If we control click on the Hilbert, so you can see that's if I disconnect the face, so Hilbert basically just generate this pattern, and you can change the size of this pattern a little bit. Let's say if we actually add a bevel, this will actually looks a little bit better. And disconnect the face, turn on vertex mode, increase this, and we can have rounded corner around the pipe. So this will be slightly better if we pipe this like that. But you might notice it's starting after we do the beveling, the order of vertices suddenly it's slightly broken. So we need to use vector sort. It's actually something that you might encounter in the future if you are using nodes-based system. You want to use connectivity vector sort, and we need to connect the edges. So that should fix the ordering if I'm not wrong. Okay. Right. We need to actually turn on search for limits. So now we finally got something that's working. Sorry. So yeah, we need to also be careful with this beveling. So let's actually save this very quickly. Pipe Conundrum might be slightly confusing. You might notice there's a twisting. Okay, the twisting thing is something that slightly bothering for me. It happens time to time when we are actually doing this kind of pipe, and if you want, even if we are doing like a bevel, a curve, so we have a curve here. I'm gonna connect this guy into this guy, just the vertices, and we need a circle. And we increase the step. You might notice some twisting. No matter which one we choose for algorithm, whether it's household, we have a bit of twisting. If we change to tracking, we have a lot of twisting. Rotation difference also can be twisting as well, so slightly annoying. But the twisting actually you can fix, I believe, if you are using this value, but that's more like a manual. So let's go back to pipe for now. Anyway, so the pipe will have a little bit of twisting. But the pipe actually have something cool. So pipe actually can output something like this. If you ever want to use the pipe node anyway, you can create something like this. Let's have different color, turn off cup fill, increase this scale. Actually, okay, this is what I want. So I think that's could be useful if we bake this, we have something that's more or less like a pipe. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. And let's see, we can randomize pipe by, for example, maybe using random number between 0 and 1, plug this into the vertices mask, so we can have this kind of like a little bit of variations. So sometimes it has this rounded corner, sometimes it just goes straight, although it's not, probably not very realistic, but I think it's okay. And if you want something that doesn't have twisting, there's actually a way. If you actually use curve, I don't know if it's 100% correct or not. You can try using polyline or cubic spline. So for this vertices goes in here, and then if we reinterpret the curve using evaluate, we might actually be able to fix the twisting. I might be wrong, but let's take a look. This pipe node can be improved, or we can actually make our own solutions for pipe. Yeah, this might. Okay, the twisting is still happening, but let me bake it. Yes, twisting is still happening. What's funny, however, if so we have a way to resample the curve, right? If we want to use this, if we output edges, if we have these edges, I know the fact that if we actually use Skin Modifier, we won't get the twisting. Yes, Skin Modifier might have something. It has a certain algorithm that's actually fixing the twisting. So that's something to know. Sorry if this live noding is slightly confusing. But it will be useful at some point. So we have many ways to turn path into something that looks like a pipe. So something to take here, that if you bake a curve, a Hilbert curve like that, and use Skin Modifier, we have something that's not twisting. You can make a round. You can add subdivisions. So this perhaps something that you can use in the future. I talk about this in this thread. Skin measure, twisting, blender skin modifier is not twisting. This is something to know. Alright. So there you go. There's something about pipe. This one is not yet a pipe, but the skin modifier has potential. So I'll rethink again in the future how to fix this. And the pipe itself currently is not perfect, but this one is still not a bad notes. This one is still kind of useful. I use it time to time. So if we actually go back to this Hilbert stuff, and then instead of using Hilbert, if we use a random vector and UV connection, set to edges, we might have something. So this random vector looks completely random, right? But if you remember this thing from before, cubic spline and evaluate, we can actually use this to have something that's a little bit smoother. So now it's looking completely random and crazy. Yeah, you might actually be able to use that. But anyway, that's just a quick doodling. Use randomize as well, so you have something in the middle. So I noticed, I think the pipe note can be slightly slow, but it's not too bad. All right, so here you cannot see the twisting. Actually, it's quite interesting why. So the twisting must happen for a reason. So all right, so that's pretty much it with this pipe and the twisting issues. Hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.